All right, coming back to live. That's our colors, right? Want me to go
Yeah.
through the colors one more time, just in case we don't have them. You guys keep mixing. Phthalo green and alizarin, these two to and then I brought down white to a value of about a 7. This is phthalo green and transparent oxide red. Coming down. Oh no, this is not. This is oxide red light. Coming down with that to 7 with white. This is transparent oxide red with white. You don't have much of that color. Burnt umber and blue. Blue side, burnt umber side, real burnt umber side with white, a little bit of white added. I took those colors there, up there, brought them down here, and split the piles, added cad yellow to them. They're about the same values. Over here we have oxide red, transparent oxide red with cad yellow, then mixing it with white. Same here is on the yellow side, mixing with white. Brought them over here, added more white. These colors, I wanted some. I have to have some mid-tone, so it came from burnt umber and blue on the blue side. On the burnt umber side, this is oxide red, transparent oxide red light with white, and this is regular oxide red light with phthalo green. Then over here, this is just transparent oxide. I took it from this transparent oxide red and phthalo green mix. This is a piece of it. Added white to it. Not as down to this value. And added just a little more transparent oxide red to get it really on the red side. And down here, I just add just a little phthalo green to it. This is what happens when you add too much phthalo green to it. That could be a really good grass highlight. So a lot of these things you look for highlights too in the grasses or the hay that's coming down. And then we're going to tone our canvas with transparent oxide red. Okay, here we go. Coming back. Boom, coming back. I'll get my clips ready. Put this together. Working. Okay. Gonna bring you guys back in. Sorry about that little delay. I just figured I forgot to turn that on. So you're gonna miss probably a lot of that very beginning area. Okay. All right. Bringing it as close as I can there. All right. Now laying this out. I want to lay it out with oxide red, transparent oxide red. Let me get this camera going too. All right, definitely. Clean oil. A lot of things too. Also, I kind of don't tell you guys exactly what I do but when I do get to the final light colors, and it's usually the next day. You know, when I'm putting them in really nice and stuff, I do change my oil because it gets kind of crappy, kind of dirty. So especially if you're going to put in your lights near the end, usually they're going to go in at the end. Make sure you have good clean oil. Be great. So tone my canvas. You can also, at this point, even think about, you know, what's going on, where this color is going to be really heavy too. And you let it take full advantage of that area. So back in here, it doesn't have to be very heavy. But that angle back there of that hill going down in here, that's a really good little angle to have in your painting. And then back in here, grayed out colors. Kept this this is kind of like a very warm painting. So I didn't make too many really cools back in here, gray cools. We're just going to be all right. So this stuff here, I'm just going to keep a circle pattern. Gently touch it to get rid of my lights. Back in here, when I know it's going to be grass, I'm just looking to tone it down. Then I can just, rub it in a little bit. Here too. I could, if I just wipe this out enough, get a close value change, really close to what we need right there for everything else. And then up here, definitely going to be a lot of cools up here. Cool grays, blues. Let's lighten those up. Okay. So let's throw in some chickens first. And into that pile. Knowing where I love this shadow coming in like right in here. Knowing that that's going to be in there dark. Telling me right where this big chicken's going to be. He's going to be right here. He's not even a chicken. He's the rooster, probably. And if you want to put the head on him, go ahead. What I'm thinking is going to be our hero chicken. Thinking about it's going to go in here. Almost the same height as that guy. Not as he's going to go in here. And if you remember right, we talked about V's, painting chickens, making them up. If you make them up, they're basically V's. I just got a little bit more tail, a little more bump, a little more leg here, but that's about it. The next one next to it, just a little bit of eye drop. Almost, it's like a basically eye drop coming down shape. Not the same distance, maybe just make him down a little bit lower, make this guy a little bit higher. This one guy's just a hair lower. So just so they don't just start running in too much of a row here. And you got there's two chickens in this one little spot right here. There's a white one and this gray one here, this big gray one here, right on the edge. I'm gonna bring him down just a hair more too. So I can create a line from here, a line up. That'll really draw you into. So he's getting him to be in here and here. The other one, there's just a white tail right here. That's kind of, it's just a little bit funky. And I don't think it's needed. So I might not do that bird right here because he's pretty much hidden right here. You can see this little white tail coming into that. Don't really need that bird. I'm not going to put him in. Doesn't do too much there. He kind of, in fact, causes more of a problem. Another dark bird right here, and then a head coming out here. Boy, I'm running out of room here for these guys. I got to bring these guys in, unless I want to redraw the whole thing. So these guys are going to be just a little tighter. I can cut this guy. I don't mind this guy being cut off, as long as I can get his tail pointed back into the painting. You know, I don't mind him being cut off too much. And this guy pointing, this bird here pointing back in too. Good. He can go back a little. He'll feel a little bit smaller. That helps. These guys just got pushed out a little bit farther than they needed to be. This head should be here. Okay. There's some hay. Hay. Okay. And look at that spot here. That's a really great spot for 3/4, 2/3 up. You got your arc. I'm gonna cut that one down and make this one bigger. Greenery here. And then you got little trees here. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna just for myself take a little oil and wipe these guys out a little bit. Wipe the highlights out a little bit. And then get this guy a little bit lighter too. Oh, I can't see that. Took that, guys. Just fun chickens. Fun chickens. It's always fun to do chickens. Okay. Remember, we did Molly's chickens not too long ago. That was fun. Chicken time. All right. Just taking one more look at it. Okay. I'm going to start off my darks. Big brush, big darks. Yeah, darkest things, definitely the birds. You know, and what I'm going to do is on the outsides, these big birds on the outsides here, I'm going to keep them a little cooler, in the cooler that means they have more blue in them. And then when I get into these guys, anything dark in here, I'm going to keep it warmer because I want this to be the warm focus point. So I can start off over here. I'm going to start off with some phthalo green in alizarin, which is a cool dark. And yeah, you can see, you can let the transparency show through on this guy. You're going to have definitely some phthalo green areas showing through. That's okay. So that's just starting to go through my dark. So I'm doing this bird over here. Just a little bit of phthalo green, more on the shadow side. And then this guy up here, where it's going to go right in the middle of that bird. And I didn't draw him in, but he's just in shape anyway. But just a little green in it right now. I'm going to change it up, but later. Definitely want to get a little bit of this in here. I think I'm going to go with the alizarin phthalo green, but more on the alizarin side. Yeah, definitely on the alizarin side for the shadow. The shadow for these guys are probably going to have a little more red in it, a more warmer red. That's all it'll take. I'm going to go back into this guy too. I think this back one too. More alizarin than phthalo green, shadow wise. On there, I'll start to look at how it's affecting. It's really picking up a little bit of this oxide red, transparent oxide red into my brush. And that's not bad. When we're in the dark areas and stuff, you don't have to be perfect about your colors. You just got to be right temperature and right value. So, so this, like I said, that was elm warming. That warmed it up a lot. There was a lot of oxide red, transparent oxide red right in that spot yet. So even my transparent alizarin kind of just kind of picked up a lot of that brown. That's what it did over here on this guy too. You know, and I'm just pushing for value right now. I'm not really going to think about too much about exact colors. I'll nail that in a little bit. Okay, transparent. This is regular oxide red with phthalo green. This is on the phthalo green. This is oxide red side. And I can see this one tail over here. You can just see the warmth against this cool here coming in. This is on the red side. This would probably come back into this guy's tail right here, this brown one. I'm going to just do his whole back bottom here too, into this bird. And this bird here too. He's going to get a little more of that warmth here too, oxide red side. This is on the red side of that. Oxide red light and phthalo green. And I'm going to put it right here on this back edge of his bum here. You know, it's catching light. You know, it's right against where the light's coming from. And then his back edge, I'm going to go with the phthalo green side of it, of that color. I'm looking for a kind of going to end up being kind of bluish, showing through some colors. There's going to be a lot of iridescent colors in these feathers, I think. So I want to get that in here. That might be, let me try it. That might still feel, that feels a little warm. I think it could be, Liz, could be a more, yeah, that's good. Good enough for now. This guy over here definitely is going to be on the. I'm going to go over to the transparent now colors. Transparent oxide red and phthalo green. That's a little bit stronger. This is where I was really thinking was going to go in. Right behind this guy's head, there's a chicken right back in here. This shape. Really warm. There's a lot of red in it. You see a lot of green starting to show through here too. Now I kind of have these guys a little marked. I might want to think about I have this color. I'd like to get these shadows in as clean as possible, as dark as possible in here, this shape. And one thing I kind of gonna say about shadows, thicks and thins. Think about thicks and thins. You don't make it too thick. You got to have like some nice thins in these little lines here going through here. So you got to have little teeny lines kind of in these shapes. They're not, don't feel like they're all the same. So this is oxide red, transparent oxide red in phthalo green, but it's mostly on the red side. I'm stealing a little more red too from my mixture here and putting that in here. So, but it's pure color. There's no white. And I'm just looking for shadows right here. This big shadow area right here. Trying to get that in. Get a little more red into this guy here and there. And anything else, I mean, you see these little things. Well, a lot of this stuff will catch as we go, but you know, if you get it in here now, it's fine too. All right. That took care of a lot of the birds. And I keep going with this color. This is on the green side of oxide red, transparent oxide red and green. I'm going to look back in here and get these front trees right in here and go all the way up and put it in with that. It's really, like you can see, that's no white added to this color, and you can really see that it's almost like an olive color coming through. I'm probably going to change that a little bit. Get these pines in a little bit. I'm just going to rough it in over here too. This is again the same color. Just is not as strong. I'm going to go over to my next color, which should be better. This is burnt umber and burnt sienna. This is on the blue side. I'm going to put that at the lower end of these bushes or these trees into the green. And get the darks in these trees. And it's going to feel really dark right now. But what I need to do, what I'm going to thinking is going to happen is when I do go to a bristle brush, that I'll be able to use that to do my lightning. I'm going to go look back in here too. Yeah, and this is probably just a hair too dark for a lot of this stuff. That's okay. I need it a little dark. Fine. Bushes there. Some more bushes back in here. Groupings. Got a lot of green on my brush here, so it's kind of just a little funky. Yeah, that doesn't look like chickens at all. Just thinking of grass here. Just want to wipe out my brush. This is again just blue, transparent in burnt sienna. Just getting rid of this color off my. Just trying to create some darkness here. I know. Just in the grass, just to give me a little bit of something here. More arcs going across here. Let's see, this is the burnt umber side. Let's see what the burnt umber side does. This is warmer. Boy, this got really warm. That's all right. Okay. Definitely, I think that burnt umber was going to go into these guys. I got to change brushes because I think that one's going to be just a little bit of a problem. Too much green in it. I've taken enough of your guys' time with that, fixing that one, my camera here. So this is burnt umber and blue, but it's on the burnt umber side now. Going with a bristle brush because I think the bristle brush is pretty much going to, it can take away paint and add paint. That's what I was thinking was going to be. This chicken over here, you know, this one here too. I'm going to put it back into this one. This one's just. Want a little funky with the green in it, so I'm gonna bring some of that burnt umber back into it. Maybe kind of screwed up my few other things here too, so. I'm gonna put some of that. Okay, this is burnt umber. I'm gonna add just has just a little bit of white to it, so it's really on the burnt umber side. You can't even tell it, but I'm gonna put in this little bit of in this bird back in here before I put the highlights in. Let his shadows and stuff really start to define these things. This guy's just gonna be a lot bigger too. I might put it into his back area here too. See if I can leave some of that warmth show through here. That'd be good. This guy I haven't given much love to either. I'm going to stick his head up as he's walking away a little bit more, like somebody wanted. So we will do that. Think about the hay back there going through here. That's working out pretty quick. All right. I feel better. I feel better. Still going to go with that color. Again, back to the burn umber and stuff. I think I get this area here. Burn umber and blue on the burn umber side, just a touch of white. So it's on the warm side. Get his legs. Body, maybe the back of his head more on this side. Okay. I would say I'd go probably just a hair cooler. Just a touch of white into my burn umber and blue, and get just the cool side of this feathers over on this side, and a little bit more onto this side. Definitely on this guy. Oh, there you go. That was going to be phthalo green. I was thinking phthalo green right here. Phthalo green and alizarin. I think I can get it with burnt umber and blue too. Getting some of these shadow areas here. Don't have to be perfect with this guy right here. You're just going to work to perfect. You know, that'd be nice. Be able to work to perfect. I'll leave that guy dark. This guy I'm going to put in. Let me see what color that is. I want to go a little funky. This is back end. I want a little bit of green to show through. So this is oxide, transparent oxide red with phthalo green, with just a little white into it. This is on the oxide red side too. That's just what happens. It went really kind of green still. You know, that's what I was thinking in here. It was going to end up being. Could also be in highlights. Still a strong highlight going in the back and into this guy right in here. Define him. Back end here. I think this oxide red or the transparent oxide red worked out really well for a good toning underneath here. I'm going to go back to that same color I use over here for this thing. Come in here and just do his outside areas here in the shadow areas of this big bird here. I'll see about his neck. I'll put it in his neck, but I might go a little more pale green than his neck here. This area right in here, coming in and coming out. Yeah, a little pale greenish there. Maybe going purple on top. Purple, I mean, like that's alizarin and phthalo green almost going to do the top of this shadow area here, but you leave a little greenish area down where it gets closer to the white right in there. Just becomes a real nice singing color. This is in that. Okay. I'm gonna put in. Boy, I just let leave these colors around here. I don't really have this color. Oh, that's not it. Okay, let's see what colors I do have. This. Start to get in just a little bit of scrubbing of things. Really good to have like a bristle brush for this one. Put in these scrub marks. Instead of going in and painting them all. Just having a lot of done right there for you. Just a bristle brush doing the work. Okay. Got all these nice darks in here now, way too dark. It's all right. Okay. I'm gonna put some of this scrub stuff in front of this guy. This might be way too purple. Okay, just take a bristle brush I have, and just I put it on there. I wiped it off a little bit, so it's has some paint, but not too much paint. What I want to do is just drag it right over this shape, starting low, and just let it go off. Do it again. This is the color I'm using here is phthalo green and alizarin on the alizarin side. Just a little bit of white added to the color. Might need more white. And it's just a real light touch. If you rock your brush as you go up, lay it flat, you just rock your brush a little bit. You get that pretty much what you need here. And that purple kind of just goes over that real kind of a little bit too olivey color. It just kind of saps its strength a little bit. Now I got a little too streaky, so I got to pull a couple of these together. And I'm going to do the same over here. So this is a alizarin and phthalo green, just a little bit of white. I want to use that back in here, just a little dark. It could just a touch more white to that color. And it should be the top edge of this painting. Just a little bit dark. I'll be putting just a touch more white. Maybe just a touch more alizarin too. Yeah. Work that back in to the very top of the painting, coming back down and work it around these areas here to kind of create the basic things. And just with the bristle, just letting it up, just not letting it get too heavy in all the places, just making sure it's in these certain areas I can just fill it up a little bit. I'll bring it down even too, because this goes green back in here anyway, to this line. So get a little bit of this color in there, and especially in these areas here. Because that color is really close to what we need. And we made it up too. So if I get some little bit of purple on the edges here, and this purple going in here, it should mix. I should be able to create these differences, values, and subtle changes in here without doing too much work. I mean, and should fit really quite nice, I think. So now I get to go back in and just hit this guy a little bit. Laying my brush almost flat, making these marks. All right, we went through over darks. We've started on the medium ones here. Got pretty much gone through a lot of those. I'm just gonna, and a few of these guys are just gonna start to lead me to some of these other greens that we need in here. Let's see. I'm going to get ones with a lot of white in them. I'm going to be back in here, and anything with more yellow in it, it's going to be down lower in the painting. So look for, you see how this does. I was thinking about this right here. It's a little dark. That was transparent oxide green. That's a little bit dark. Let's try the light version. A little dark too. Looks like it mixed up my colors. Just I hear dark. But as I go through here and stuff, I'll just look for my greens. When you put them down, just look for where else, because there's a bush or a area in here that can just carry a little bit of that color in it. Since your eyes are tracking that color, you can just go through and just kind of see everything pretty quickly. Okay. that in. Oh, not that color. All right. This is the color I made up at the very, very end. Basically, it was going to be this color back in here. Just a little, feels a little cool compared to what was going on in here. So if I take it nice and easy with this color, you know, that oxide red, transparent oxide red in the bottom, in the background here, rubbed in. I have some of that showing through. It'll be great. It'll work out great. And I could put it right in here. I think this is going to lighten up this green area here too, to the right value. And you'll still get the green coming through. Or maybe I just switch over to this one. Yeah, that one's better anyway. Okay. That's the color I added, just a little more phthalo green to that color. Great. I'm going to keep this kind of rough back in here. It's real smooth. Okay. And then, all right. Now I come to my greens. Now if I go my greens right, I should have 3/4 of the painting painted, and I should be able to, you know, finish up the rest of this pretty simply. Okay. So let's get going. Let's see, this next green, the greens I have, I'm going to go with my ones I added yellow to. This first green is alizarin and phthalo green on the red side with a little bit cad yellow into it. I'm going to put that, I feel that coolness in this green and the richness and coming in, I think it can be in this grass coming in here. And with a bristle brush again.
What green is that? Sorry.
This is yeah, it's phthalo green, alizarin, and cad yellow.
Okay, thank you.
No white at all.
Okay.
And with a bristle brush, I can get all the strokes in. I'm going to bring it in up in between these two guys. Help you separate those guys. A little heavy. I would have scratched it in just right. I can still scratch it in. I can get the feeling of grass without doing a lot of grass, without painting a lot of grass. You get a more natural feel to it. So this whole section here, it's heavier in the green right at the bottom. This will help nail it down. Get a few greens here coming in from the bottom edge here. That'll be nice. I'm going to work this green back a little bit, and then I'm going to switch to a yellower green, warmer green. At least have it come in. I'm going to probably keep it darker on the outsides a little bit. As you can see, it's darkening up. Okay. Not much paint because I'm trying to let some of this other stuff come through. All right. I'm going to look over here, and that's a really good green. I got a couple of greens that are very similar to it. They're just a little bit warmer. This one comes from my burnt umber and blue. It's on the blue side, and it's really kind of close to this. It's just a little more, just a touch more red or yellow into it. Really close. And I just covered up my chicken. paying attention here enough. Okay. I was looking at this area here too. You're going to see it down in this area, into this coolness in spots. But then it's almost like a transition to a little bit lighter color. Yeah, I just did the same. Okay. Sorry, I just wiped out my chicken again. It's fun though. Chickens are easy. And I wasn't meaning to get the paint that heavy right there either, but just did. Get it there. I'm going to put it over here again. See, it's going to go in between a couple of these guys here. Okay, I did that. Okay. This one, let me see how rich this guy gets. He gets richer, but he doesn't do much difference. A little bit lighter. Okay, let's see what this green does. It says a little bit of, this is oxide red, transparent oxide red, phthalo green on the green side with yellow. This is supposed to be a little bit brighter, yeah, and should hit pretty much everything in this back area here. Going back to and then it gets translated. There's this little brown line of grass going through there. We can break that line up too. We don't have to, you know, I can put this everywhere and then I'll just come back and just a little lighter. Maybe I'll go with a little bit more on the other side because it's just getting a little faded right in here. Yeah. Yeah, it helps. That really helps. Okay. This is basically the same color, transparent and phthalo green on the transparent side with yellow in it, a lot more yellow in it. And that goes right here on the top line. I'm putting it, gonna see it go right in here. I'm gonna work that color. This is too cool. This purple right here I put in, it's too cool. So I'm just gonna slowly, lightly rub it in and change it. Still have that purple show through. And just change it to a little more green value. Okay, that's about it. Lose the edges. I mean, lose the lines here you got between grass and some of these guys. Now I'm just going to look for putting in a few of these greens back in here. Look for that green back in here. That one's not too bad. I think I can go. It's just a little bit rich. Just has a little bit too much yellow in it. I'm going to take and see if I can make a fixable. Just a little bit more white added to it. Bristle brush is doing a pretty good job now. I really can start seeing that line here. Just a little bit too cool. But I'm going to paint I'm going to leave this alone. Don't have any really lighter colors to add to it. I think. No. These guys got to be grayed out a little bit. I don't have too many marks, goofy marks showing through. So that means a lot of times you're going to be adding, like just like here, it's just a little bit of purple added to these greens here and there. And that should do it really well. Okay. All right, next colors. Let's work on that. I'm going to put the hay in real quick. Hay.
Straw.
What?
It's straw.
No.
Hay is what horses eat, and straw is what is
Oh.
used for bedding. And straw
Okay.
is yellow from wheat, and hay is from grass. This is coming from a farmer.
Straw. We're going to put straw down.
Because straw is such a lovely warm color.
You're right. It is a warm color. You are right. Yes, you're right. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
That's okay. One day you'll be over here on the farm and you can see it firsthand.
Okay. So what are you going to have on this farm? What kind of animals? You going to have animals?
Yeah, but you know, I don't want animals to perish, so it's difficult choices.
Okay. Well, I figure you might be like Clarkson's farm, and try a little bit of everything, all right? You never know what's going to grow, what's going to work.
Yeah, but did you see how upset he was when he had to take to market?
I know, that is so sad. Oh my God.
It's heartbreaking, yeah.
Oh, I don't want to do that, but so yeah.
Yeah.
That would, you get tied up in these guys.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. So, well, you can go get some ponies. Maybe you get some wild ponies on your land.
Oh yeah, that's cool. There are some native wild ponies like the Shetlands, the New Forest ponies, and the Exmoor ponies. Give them sanctuary.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, I'm thinking for you.
Thank you. Yeah, that would make me feel better. Yeah.
So, okay, good. Let's see, anything else here? We're just putting in, this is that rich color. This is transparent oxide with yellow. This is on the oxide side. And I'm going to use this color here to just help me to, if I ever have like need to pull out a dark head that's too dark, making sure I get some of this under behind it will help. to help draw this guy in together too a little bit. So this shape here can be just a little bit whatever you need. Use it to you know, help you out. I don't see, too much of this in anywhere here yet. So I've been just testing it out to see if I can any of these chickens, these more brown chickens, it might work on. We might think about starting it right in here, this little area here, and a couple spots there. I would look at it just with a dirty brush, put it in, just here and there. Make a nice separation. Get some warmth back in here without putting in a bunch of going over it too much. That's what a good bristle brush will do. Help you just put in just a hair of warmth in an area that just doesn't seem right. That's what I'm looking at right here. Is just okay. Yeah, this color is way off now. It looked really good for a moment there. Okay, this is the other side of it where it's more yellow than transparent oxide. It is going to have put a little bit of white into these things, but I think that's really good, value wise and color wise. Getting just a nice shot of this gold into this straw. Nice. Definitely don't want to get when I put it in, really try to make it go in a different direction with my stroke. So I am not just obliterating the last color I put in there with the same stroke over top of it. So this is like slightly different direction. That's what's down there. Again, just yellow, no white added to it at all. So it's just a little crosshatch. As I dirty up, I can start to get in here and do the negative area of these birds here. So you start to give them shape a little bit. You got your darks, you got your lights. Now you're just starting to put in this nice warm mid-tone in here. Kind of missed just a touch of red right in there. I'll be going back and probably doing that a little bit at the end. Okay, I'm just going to go right to white now. A little bit, those colors, just a little bit of white into them. This one has just a little bit of white into it. And this is what I think ended up right back in here. Just really close to what I needed back in here instead of what I thought I was going to need. So it is just oxide red and cad yellow and just a little bit of white going over a purple-ish color I put in here underneath. So you get a bunch of colors. That's getting closer. It's really close at this one point, right in here. It should warm up right at the bottom here. Will pull me forward, and this is just a hole. Way too dark, too much, too light. Sorry. I'm gonna gray it up more from that. Gray it out. Sky holes, like this. This is kind of considered a sky hole because you're seeing through things. anything that's going to have any contrast in it like this around it, always going to be bright, too bright. So you got to really darken them up when you go back here so you can get some distance. That worked out pretty well. I'm going to lighten this area up the same way, that same color. It's just more on the transparent oxide red side. I'm barely touching it too. See, it's too much paint. This is on the yellow side with white. Just this little dead area grass there. I bring this in. Everything gets less and less as I go. So till I get to the chickens. These colors just don't get a whole lot more space. And I can as you can see, almost these. This is on the cooler side of this is oxide red side of cad yellow and white. And it's really close to pretty much the highlights of all these guys. So I'm trying not to put them in too much because I want to put in a few other ones with my knife that I think are going to kind of help pull this thing together at the end. I'm just trying to get a little bit of coolness in here, stabbing at it, trying to let it take over a little bit. Okay. All right. That's, not perfect yet. Now it's good work. That's a good, that's a decent blocking if not even doing anything yet. All right. I'm going to switch brushes here a little bit. Bristle brush, but this is a bristle brush is a filbert brush. Usually I don't have this. Somehow I ordered this, but it came with a pack. And just that little roundness to the two edges should come in really handy to kind of get around things without nicking up too much. So I'm going to work into the chickens now. Then I'm just going to paint chickens pretty much the rest of the way through. We got half an hour. So we should be able to block them all in. Got a lot of stuff done already. Just a few rich areas, like this guy here has a little more rich brown area, but he's not. I'm going to go here with color wise. I took that transparent oxide and yellow. Had just a touch of green to it, but the green kind of stood out, so I put a little alizarin into it to get rid of the green, gray out the green, you know, still leave it on the red side. So that's what I was putting on this guy here. A little bit of brown. Might look at it up here. There's a couple little spots on this guy's neck. I think I could back of his head maybe too. Just a little warmth. He's kind of a he has a lot of just kind of burnt umber, kind of washed out grays into him. So just a little bit of richness here and there, and those edges of the dark feathers should help out you know, a little bit. Okay, so I'll work on this guy a little bit, and then I'll go to the other guys. We're getting that warmth in right on the top side where the sun is, and then adding just a little bit of white to it. This is let's see how it goes. This is transparent. Now this is burnt sienna and white. This is not my. I'm getting my high key colors, my really bright colors. And these are like number fours. This is burnt sienna and blue with white in it. It's on the burnt sienna side. I might take just a touch of warmth from one of these yellows over here, some of the grasses here, and see what this does. I want to put it in as a test. Go right into that area. Well, that's pretty good. That's really a nice match. I'm just going to go around, carve out his leg a little bit to highlight his leg. And then start getting his feathers in up here. That's pretty good. Almost just a hair light. Because I'm thinking about, I'm going to put in one more value change to a lighter thing. So I just don't want to be too close to it too soon. I mean, this white right here is about right. So I don't want to get too close to it. And then his bum is just a little warmer. I want to have him darker. And just a slight change of value. Right here, just a little bit too light yet. I got a lot of too much weight on my brush. That's a little red. That's better. And that area down. Work it back in these feathers here. Just scratch them in. Okay. Wiped out my leg with that white.
Gotta get this side a little darker back. Okay, I'm going to go to the big bird. Just keep going, basically. Just keep going the way I'm going for this side here. They line up pretty good. And if we do run out of time, we'll have at least the major bird taken care of. I already put in good shadows ready, good smart shadows ready. Just need a little more warmth reflected up from the straw here. So I'm going to put some of that straw color back in here. Just rub it in here. Get that warmth back in these crevices, especially in the feathers up here. Get that warmth in here. Play really good against that that cool shadow we put in. Look for a little bit of that around the head. I'm probably going to pull that head one a little bit too far with that white, that shadow. Let me pull out a little bit of shadow color out of that. His head here. That guy too, a little bit. While I'm doing this, I'm probably going to do this guy back over here, this other white one, because I kind of did the same thing, kind of painted in green a few times. I'll pull a little, see if I can get a little bit more green out of him. This area, not too much. Anything else? That's about it, really. I mean, this guy here. That's all highlights for him anyway. I'm go in here just clean up this a little couple of cups. Paint there. Okay. So I put in the yellows, started warming up this, gonna warm up this blue green here at the bottom here, just get a little more warmth in it. Cool on the sides here, pretty nice. Legs could go a little rounder at the bottom. Just making sure you have like all the shadows in there. That's pretty cool. I like the way it is working. And just see the cool to warm. Okay. This is probably going to be my brightest white. So if I'm going to put in my brightest white, I'm going to make sure I have a good clean brush. So basically I'm putting it in oil, really wiping out the brush pretty good, making sure I've got most of the color out of it. I have been working with a lot of dark, but I'm going to be doing a lot more lights here. I'm going to go with my little bit of warmth. I wish I kind of had a pinky. Just a little bit of red one. Didn't do this color. This is just cad red and white, and it's up to a high key of 2. So just a little bit of red, a lot of white. It's basically a pink. I saw that right in here now. I can see it on my monitor. I can't see it on my photo too much. That brightness there in there, and in there. That's about as bright as I need to go. Then we're going to take this phthalo green and put it in front of it, at least on this bird right here in this section, right there. And maybe go with just a little more yellowish white for his head. Come back with that yellow and white just on the edge. Gray this white out a little bit, this pink out just a little bit more. I think it's going to be the highlights for this guy. So this is just cad red with white. And then I just took a little bit of the burnt sienna and white mix that we kind of painted him with. Just a hair of that, put it in there, dirty the color up just a hair. Because I don't want him as bright as this at all. That's where your hero is. So, and this would be pretty much your feathers topping brightness for this guy. That's all you need for that. And they're only going to go in the sunny side. Now, you might see a couple up on top of his head here. Not too much. This guy, pretty much everything else is pretty good on this guy now already, except for the side of his face. I didn't mix up that red either. Okay, since I'm painting white stuff, I'm going to paint this guy too. I'm going to put a warmer color underneath here so I don't have a lot here going on. You see how bright that is? That's almost too bright. Warm it up. Yeah, that helped a lot. So this color here is basically our straw color all the way down with white. It's on the cooler side of, so it has a little more oxide in it than the yellow. I'm using that as pretty much going to be my white here. Might change. I'll probably have. I think there's a few spots here. I would use. This is again phthalo green and white and basically just put that on the very front edge of him, right in here. It's almost like white. And probably right here on the back edge here. Going right up to his. He doesn't get too much more than this. And I'll look, making sure, just break that edge here a little bit. Catch this back edge. Ooh, just a hair too bright. Too bright still. Probably the back of his head, I would think. Probably had some color. Oh, yeah, there's some stuff back in here too. Just a little bit wider head, but not much. I think it gets a little more like him, like the other ones. Anything with white, reflecting a ton of warmth in here in the shadows. So that straw is really showing through. So even in this guy over here, he's going to have a lot of that straw color right on his edge. Right on this edge, underneath here in the shadows. That's really good. It's a lot of fun. I like the birds. The birds make a nice song singing to us as we go.
Mm. I guess they're English birds because I probably didn't remute myself.
That's okay. No, I like it. I mean, it's kind of, especially since we're painting birds,
Yeah.
It's lovely.
I do. I think it's fun. It kind of,
Okay.
makes us, we're almost, feels like we're plein air painting almost.
We've
Yep.
got some
Okay.
lovely robins that, and I cut a little hole in the gutter, well, not the gutter, beside the gutter because we have blue tits. Well, this was a few years ago, and finally they trust us enough to nest in this little area. So it's very
Oh,
cute.
yeah.
Mm,
And now you're going to move.
I know.
Who's going
Believe me, we're having mega second thoughts about the whole thing.
Oh, can we get our money back? Can we just,
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
um, definitely on this guy over here too. Really, I'm going to probably put a little red around him too at the end to push him back. I kind of like the bristle brush because he's really forcing me to, soften up things as I go. So I'm not getting too tight, and it's working pretty good. I'm going to have to switch when I get to the detail part, but that's okay. 3/4 of the way there. This guy would look great with a nice line of color here. I think it's. See, I didn't put in cad red in any of my colors, and I did not hardly use any cad red. Probably that's okay, but I'm going to think about this guy here. And all I want to do is just get that one line here. That nice basic line using the bristle brush. I can get a good, pretty decent edge, but it also gives me the, a soft edge too. So I'm not totally pooch here. Color I'm using here is burnt sienna in phthalo blue. No, yeah, blue. Burnt sienna blue, white, a lot of white. These are my last colors. I'm just putting in just a touch of cad red into that color. Just to get the red brown in there. Just a little more red brown. Right in here, I'm missing it. Just in this bottom bum here for this guy. He has to be lightened up. This section here. That's just what probably here too much. But it's all right. Tune it back down to here. Don't want it to. Subtleties. Just a touch of white. A lot of white in my brush right now. A lot of these subtleties. Don't have a lot of browns. I didn't really mix up a whole lot of browns. Made up a lot of greens. I need browns.
So that's why I gotta bring in some CAD red into my greens. And make it brown. That's really all I had to do. Because the only difference between brown and green and purple is the amount of yellow in it. You know, there's no yellow in the purple, just blue and white, blue and red. You put yellow in it and it's a brown. You put more blue in it, it's a green. You know, it's really. All right, these guys are getting too close. I got to lighten that color up. Maybe gray into it. Yeah, that's much better. This guy got a little bit too close to this guy. So I got to change his. Gray, I'm probably going to put in a base of my burnt umber and blue into this color. And going to be going into that, using that for the highlights up here on this top of his feathers here. So it's, but I'm going back to pretty much the dark there, almost not the total dark, but just a little bit of white into it. Burnt umber, blue, white added to it, just one step. And you just come in here and I'm just going to put it in these. Flick that brush. Get the shape, flick it off at the end. And that's it. This guy hardly gets any. Oh, that guy, nothing. They're coming to life really quick now. Yeah, this. I was looking at this guy back in here, this dark guy back in here. Yeah, he's just a little bit of something, and just a little bit of highlights of burnt umber and blue into his. Okay. Okay, just here. All right, let's get some red and these guys pretty faces, and that'll be should be about it. Colors, reds. Definitely going to find out it's we're going to go just a little bit long. Hopefully, you guys don't mind, because I had difficulties there. If you want, but if you have to go, you want to tell me you got to go. Let me know. But I just want to really just put in a face. It won't take a few minutes. You know, I just want to go in my little brush now and just put in the red, basically CAD red. If I put that, I have that set. I think it's oxide red color. Oxide red with white and yellow, CAD yellow. Let me take just a touch of that, put in some CAD red. Just gray it out a little bit. I'm going to go around and get just the reds. Areas. So it's just a little grayed out. It's not
too bright. And I'll come back to this guy and just gonna start working on his face a little bit, bring it in. I want his face in a little bit closer here. You might even get just this guy up here, just a little bit of red to his head. Then I'm going to come in with just a little most pure red, cad red, right above the eye, and just put it in. It's almost too subtle. Anything else I can find some reds and stuff. Beak wise, just basic. Probably gonna have to come back in. I need to get some dark speck in here behind his head before I can get the beak to read. It's not gonna read ever, no matter how I put it in. I'm gonna use some of this different, nice little brush, different brush, and it'll be done. Synthetic, nice synthetic at the end to carve things out. Get that dark back in there. Don't really wipe that lost all my burnt sienna and blues. Back in. Oxide red into it, maybe. Yeah. I'm just gonna carve out his face here.
Mm.
Don't need that red all the way up there. And now I'll just be going through and just doing this a little bit throughout the whole thing, and just starting to bring it to finish. That red, that cad red's just a hair too light. Just add a little alizarin to it. And, break it up a little bit. work this greener. Yeah, I gotta work on that. The head just didn't turn. I need to get in front of it to do it. All right, that's close enough. And some of the bushes back there, definitely put them with burnt sienna and just blue, or number, I mean, in blue. Just a little bit of white to it. You can get all the little things back in here. You want a couple brush lines and stuff. Just to bring some life back there. All right, good enough. Definitely some work yet to do, but on its way. Gonna bring you in. I thought this was going to end up being a disaster when my phone didn't charge. I wouldn't be able to mix paints and tell you the good colors to use, things like that. Oh well, it worked out. So who's up here? Allison's all ready to go. She must be ready to go. Who else painted? Cindy painted. I know Molly, you painted. Sarah, you painted. So get everything on. Let's go to Allison. Hi, Allison. Well,
Hi.
oh, nice.
It just looks like nothing. It looks like just blobs, but it's so much work, isn't
it? It is. It is just getting those chickens in there just like that, and then working it. Okay. Good start. Good start. It's a block in, which is where we wanted to be. Definitely, yeah. Your straw could be a little bit warmer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's basically a little more cad yellow, a little bit less white into it. I think you probably lost it when you probably started going to the next color. You kind of wipe out that warmth. Same thing, same way with the far background. Same thing. You followed color-wise perfectly, and I. Sorry about that. That could have been a little bit warmer in the back, just a touch more warmer
yeah,
in the front too.
Now, yeah.
Yeah, you can see it. And just same with the grass. Just find those streaks going through it just a little bit. I like the marks in there. Good mark making. Okay, your birds are on their way. Yeah, look for color though. Look for the warmth, that reflective warmth and the coolness of the grass reflecting in on the back sides. And the warmth coming up from below, and you'll be able to have it made. I mean, yeah, you got your highlights in. You just have to go a little bit backwards and add in the midtones a little bit stronger. Yeah, it's coming along. Well drawn though, and just work the background a little bit. A lot of times, even in the landscape. The softer you are back there, the better distance you're going to get.
Yeah.
So I think you're right there. Break up that one little shape at the bottom there where you have the coming in like this, really kind of that thing. Those two, just that inner shape there. Just make sure it's a lot softer. Mm-hmm. That the grass line and stuff like that. So that thing, and put some color in that shadow a little bit. Otherwise, warmth in the chickens. Look for the warmth in the chickens.
Okay, thank you.
Really good though. I mean, I think you're on your way. That's gonna be a nice one. Congrats.
Thank you.
Molly, come on, turn on your camera, guys. Here, I gotta
hang
go
on.
back to me.
I'm having technical difficulties.
Oh.
I did not paint.
What? It must be 7 o'clock out there in the morning. But when we start
I'm
painting.
in my little cabin with my beagle. Can you
Oh.
see
Where's your
it,
big one? Where's your big where's your big white one?
Oh, well, she's over at the other house. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Got a nice beagle. So it's hard to paint when you got something like that on your lap.
Well, I went and my paint was dried on my palette. And I'm like, I'm not going to have time. So I thought I'll just watch. And so that's what I did.
Well, you were out plein air painting earlier this week, right?
Yeah, I'm actually going to go today and just a short while. I'm just going to probably do pastels or something.
Good for you.
Yeah. So it'll be fun.
Okay. So woke you up, got you up, and got you moving, or you do that on your own?
Yeah. Yep. But
Yeah,
no,
you're
it
right.
was magical watching that painting just come to life. That was just awesome. It's kind of fun to just sit and watch sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it is. But
It's
you paint
less
so
fun-
well. You should paint this because I think you definitely get a sale at your gallery.
Oh
the
yeah,
gallery.
I have 2 chicken paintings there right now.
Oh, do
I
you?
love chickens.
I do too. I do
Yeah.
too. We'll get them.
Yep,
All
I'll
right.
get them. I'll get after them.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see. I know Cindy's up. Let's see, Cindy. Cindy, we know you like chickens.
I love chickens, but mine don't look like chickens. They look like something from outer space, I think.
Oh, they do.
Wow.
No, they don't. They look great.
They
Wow.
Awesome.
They look like chickens to me.
they do.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, you definitely you got great shapes, really good shapes. You got some really nice, strong, clean darks in the back there. Really nice. Yeah, you just probably, you just got to get the shadows in and things, and then you got to get the shadows in the light ones, and then you got to get a little bit more highlights in the dark ones. And then just same way with the hay or the straw. It's really bring it that yellowish to show through. Get that yellow orange kind of to pop through there here and there. Don't just gets a little washed away.
I'm a little confused about this area right in here. Is there another chicken in there? My printer doesn't work very well, so it's
There
very
is a
confusing
brown-
what that is. Is that
There
part
is
of
there
tail
is
and-
one. Yep, that's all you see is that they're all like the same way, just the same thing. Their tails tipped up, and that was another brown one. If you don't have to put it in, even if you want to just
maybe enhance
take-
this guy a little bit and that guy and take that out? I think
right
that would-
right. That's what I would
Okay.
do, especially the one right next to the white bird. Get him up,
This guy.
nestle him up closer. Yeah,
Okay.
closer to that way you can really push that bird out, really. Yeah, you don't have to put all the birds in, because at least don't even try to, they're just, some of them are just basically a small shape.
Okay.
Makes sense out of 2 or 3 of them, and
Okay.
that's all you have to do. Okay, and then work your background back there a little bit more, and you got it set.
I think this is too dark, don't you think?
Yeah, I thought that was a
And
little too
flat.
dark. Mine's too dark too, though.
Okay.
Your color's
Is that
exactly
supposed to
the
be-
same one I have. I'm just gonna have to go through and add probably a little blue white to it.
Is that supposed to be sky or is that supposed to be,
No, it's just mountains back there.
okay,
Just into the mountains still. It still goes up from there. And that's what I was thinking it was. Yeah. But if you want to bring some sky into it, you could also do that. Drag that down. I mean,
okay.
it's up to
It
you.
needs lots of work yet. I kind of fell behind on this one.
Yeah, but still, it's a good one to do. Really a great natural feel to do. I like that. You can really have fun with those birds yet. You can really build them out and widen them out if you want. Maybe the white one just a little bit bigger, wider or something. When you get going to the shadow side, just widen them out a little bit.
Okay.
That's all. That's really nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this was,
your rooster looks good.
well, he's kind of brown, isn't he? Kind of a little bit too brown. Yours isn't, It doesn't seem
Uh,
like,
I put a little warmth. We what? Yeah, yeah. I just put a little bit of the straw color into his chest, neck and stuff.
just to
warm
give him a
him
little
up.
more life. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all it was. But that's all I do too.
Great.
Otherwise,
Thank you.
it's coming along. I think you got a block in. You could a
Yeah.
good block in. Anne Marie, did you paint?
I did not paint. I'm on the road, but I watched.
What road?
I'm I'm actually taking my new pup, little Lulu, to her first vet appointment.
Oh, nice.
So she's actually, I mean, she's 4 years old roughly, but so
Yeah.
I had to get in the car and it's a ways down there. So anyway, but I have been watching. I got a ride. I'm not watching and driving. But I was just mesmerized by how the blobs turned into birds.
Me too. I'd love
really-
to see their poster.
Yes, it was amazing.
Yeah, really
It's-
cool.
It's just a couple values, really three or four values changes. From your dark to a mid-tone to your highlight to little final adjustments. That's all it needs to do in the shapes. They're just shapes.
Yeah, it's a good, yeah, but it's a good lesson. I mean, because it started out and I did start it, but then I'm like, I don't know. And then when I got in the car, it was just really great to see how that happened with yours anyway. And others. I mean, it's pretty cool.
It will, yeah. Just keep playing with it. Just keep pushing it. It would come along really quick. That's the thing. I think a lot of it had to do with the bristle brush. Really kind of goes so well with feathers and fur. And it's
sure.
just a natural. So good job.
The texture element is very effective. Yeah.
Yeah. It makes it pretty easy to do. So, okay. Well, we had a birthday too, didn't you? Happy birthday.
Thank you. I went to New Orleans and there was a tornado and we were stranded in flash floods.
Oh gosh.
Oh, happy birthday.
When was your birthday? When was it?
My birthday was Tuesday and I went down Tuesday and I got back Thursday, and Wednesday we were just stranded by the weather. But you know what? I was visiting my friend who lives in France, and she was over staying with her boyfriend, and she's moving to New Orleans from France. So this trip this summer, this trip this summer for painting with you guys is going to probably be the end of the France years.
Oh. Well, guess what? It was my birthday on Tuesday too, so great
happy
birthday!
Wow, happy
And
birthday.
Aries, yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I missed yours. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Anyway, yeah. Well, that's good to hear. Well, she has a boyfriend. She's happy. I mean, I know she had a rough time over there.
Yeah, she was a widow, so
Yeah,
but this
that's
not to belabor the point, but what's cool about it is that this is her college boyfriend from 50 years ago.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
So
Pretty cool.
it's pretty neat. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it. No more France. That's it. We're done. No, but also, guys, I have one spot left in France. That's all I have left. So it's a go.
I'd
We're
love to
going.
join
So
you guys,
anybody
but
want?
this year's tricky for me with parents and that. So
Oh,
I just
It
don't
would
know
be
what's
a dream
around
come
the
true,
corner.
Jim, but it's not in the cards, but it would be a dream come true. It sounds
Oh.
great.
It would
Mm.
be.
it's fun. But
I
anyway,
bet it's fun.
just let you guys know. Anyway, finish these guys your bird paintings up.
What
you
And,
about
post it?
Sarah? What about
I
Sarah?
will
post it?
finish it up. I will post it. What else you guys want to do next week? You guys anything special you guys want to
Wait,
tackle?
we didn't see Sarah's painting.
Oh, Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. God, Sarah Taylor, you were awake? Did we put you to sleep? I'm so sorry. I forgot. I just got going on to
Oh,
somebody.
wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
see, we gave her more time to
Nice.
finish it. That's
That's
a hell of a long. Oh, that's beautiful.
Beautiful.
You were
Nice
great
job.
shape, really good design, layout and stuff. Boy, you just get that when you get your finished putting in the highlights and your dark birds, just a little more shadow in your light birds, a little more mid-tones. Just the highlights are perfectly placed, just a little bit darker, you know, a little darker on the rooster, a little more color in the shadow, the triangle shadow. The background, I love the way you painted. That's a nice landscape. That's fun. You really put nice, simple cleanness. Goes with the birds. Yeah, just the same thing with the straw, just a little more richness, not as much white. So you can basically go back in with the pure color without the white and let the white of the canvas, I mean the white paint you have in there, you know, do all the mixing. Really good jobs. You know, blur out some edges, you're set.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry I missed you there. I forgot you. Well, we got you. We got you.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. What do you think? What are you thinking about it?
I like it, but I had the same problem with Cindy of the extra tail in the middle. I have to go back and fix that.
Yeah, that's very confusing. You know,
Hey,
my printer prints it out in
they're
black and
birds,
white, and
they're
it's just
birds.
this thing.
Yeah, I know. That's why I use a monitor. I can see it on my monitor, everything I need. It's so crystal clear. So that's all I would say. You know, look at your iPad a little bit and blow it up, and you'll figure it out if you need to. But I love the way your landscape's coming along there. Doesn't take away from your birds at all. You know, just a little bit more, warmth and just those reflective colors into the whites. That's where the money is. That's what really makes these things glow. Looking for that reflective color. Always look for it. You got it. Really good. Really fabulous. That's all you have to do.
Thank you.
Beautiful piece.
Thank you.
Man, I'm glad I picked this one. You guys just whine like little girls when we pick out these things.
Yeah,
Oh,
girls.
too tough. I know. I know. That's the whole thing. No guys at all. Nobody. No guys want to paint. Just me. Oh well.
I like farm animals. It's cool. It's really in. Maybe some sheep or cow, but I know we've done that. But
I have a fabulous sheep one.
Oh,
all right, that would be fun.
It would be fabulous to paint. It would be, yeah. Okay,
Ooh.
we'll do that one for you guys. That
Oh,
means
that'd be fun.
that means Monday night gets pigs.
Oh, okay, I like the sheep better than the pigs. Good.
Yeah, you wait till you see this pig one.
Oh,
Giant pig. They
I
asked
just
for-
sold a pig. People
You
like
sold a
pigs.
pig?
Yeah, I did.
What
I
don't you
mean,
have?
a pig
You got a little
painting.
farm going, don't you?
Oh, not a pig. No, a painting of a pig.
Oh,
Oh,
Yep.
like,
Yep.
they do sell.
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
It might
Maybe
help.
more than chickens. Forget about chickens. We're paying pigs from now on. Anyway, but guys, thanks for joining. Well, we had a lot of fun. Sorry
this
about the
was great.
little trouble I had, but I think we'll be okay.
Yep.
All right. I want to
Thank you,
see some
Jim.
paintings up on the site. All right. You guys have a great
Thanks,
weekend.
Jim.
Finish it off.
All right. Thank you, Jim.
have a good
Okay.
weekend.
All right.
Thank you. Bye now.
Take care.